Cocoa Beach, Florida. I'm sure many of you know Kel-Tec. I'm sure many of you have heard horror stories about Kel-Tec. I can honestly say that this gun's actually been 100% reliable for me. It's been fantastic. I've had this gun for probably about 3 years now, I guess it has been. It's a Generation 2. That's denoted by the tin-coated bolt there. You'll see it has a gold finish to it, excuse me, and it's titanium nitride. The earlier ones didn't have that. They also had an a different adjustable gas block system, but to be quite honest, a friend of mine bought one after me here on this guy and bought a used one, and he bought one of the older ones, and same thing. I mean, together we've probably put, 1,500, 2,000 rounds through them. It's fairly accurate. At one point I had just a lighter, 3x9 on here, and it was hitting probably about a 24-inch plate, 500 yards, fairly consistently. I mean, it's nothing to write home accuracy-wise, as far as, compared to like, my Savage Model 10 and stuff like that, but it's still it's pretty awesome rifle. This is one of those I paid too much money for, which is the nice way to put that. Can't ever find them anywhere. And at the time, I just spent way too much money on it, but it doesn't matter. I don't regret paying extra for it. Some of the basic features to it, obviously it is a bullpup rifle, which means that all the main parts of the rifle are going to be back in here, okay? All your action, your bulk carrier, everything else, and the barrel starts right about here and goes forward. Now, obviously you have a really short rail on it there, sight radius wise, but your cheek sits about here. The trigger on this gun is actually surprisingly good for a bullpup rifle. I've shot almost every bullpup out there that they make for civilian market, and this has the best trigger by far. I mean, even over my Tavor. I have a Tavor as well, and a PS90. I've shot a couple of FS2000s. Again, it's not like running a CMC or a Geisley, but it's still a pretty darn good trigger. A couple of the cool features as far as ambidextrous goes, if you're a left-handed shooter, this is going to be a pretty smoking rifle for you guys. This charging handle right here is the only thing you have to change to make it a lefty, if you even care about that. Ambidextrous safety, as you can see right here. There's one on that side, right there, again on that side. Pretty straightforward. Charged on that side there, safe on, safe off, or fire, excuse me. All the rounds actually eject out the front of this rifle. There's a chute right here, and it traces it down and boom, pops them out the front, pretty much like an FS2000. The cool thing about this one, like I said, is it's a full power battle cartridge. It uses standard metric pattern FAL magazines, which for me was a big plus, because I also have a FAL and I enjoy that rifle quite a bit. That's, I've done the M1A and everything else, and I've just always liked FALs, and so in that instance there, obviously DSA makes all their own stuff too, but there's a couple other companies that make FAL mags, and of course you can still find them on the surplus market for pretty cheap. There's that 30 rounder. What's cool about this one here is, again, it's a bit awkward because I'm doing it on the table, is you push straight in. On a FAL, you got to do the rocking motion, kind of like an AK. But on this one here, it's just straight in. Bam, that's it. Also, some thermal polymer mags. Just give it a good seat. You're good to go. It's a 20 rounder, and then of course DSA's 25 rounder. Overall, it's been a really good rifle. Everything on it is push pins, very a la AK style, or excuse me, H&K style. Such as like for the left-handed shooters, if you don't like the bolt being on that side there, you simply just push out on this guy, just like that. You see it's a captured pin. Pull down, pull that out, stick it over here, clip it down, up, and then you just work your push pin back in. If it'll go for me, just like that, and now you've got right-hand charging for all you lefties out there. So pretty neat. The whole thing breaks down. It's got a double recoil spring. It works off of a short gas tappet system. The actual gas piston itself is tiny. It's right here. That's it. You can see that's your bolt carrier right there. It works off a short stroke tappet system. I guess I wouldn't really call it tappet system, but it's an extremely short little compact rifle. I enjoy shooting it. It's a blast to shoot. Yes, it's loud, especially with through it being that close to you, but it's a fantastic rifle. You know, I know there's a lot of Kel-Tec haters. You know, I've owned other Kel-Tecs. I still do. I mean, I have a P3AT that I ankle carry, along with my, you know, Glocks and everything else. But, you know, some of their products are kind of I got a KSG I'm going to do a review on here in a little bit. And, you know, to be honest, I haven't had any issues with that guy either. I know a lot of folks have complained about it, but I think a lot of that stuff ends up being just the internet. You know how it is. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon. One guy doesn't like it, and granted, there's more than one person that's had a problem with a Kel-Tec. But PF9, for example, I've had 2 of those, and they were fantastic. You know, they recoiled like a bastard, but I mean, they were still a good little gun. Now, I did have one where I went to buy another P3AT and the magazine wouldn't lock in. And we tried everything, different magazines, everything else, but the mag catch, I guess, was just fucked up. So I guess, you know, there is some levity to that. But the rifles, you know, that's a whole different ball game. It's a different set of people. I mean, it's the same people, but you know what I mean. It's just a different approach. Just running some standard, you know, diamond head, some Troy flip-ups, but they're diamond series. But just to show you the overall difference here, and I'm going to try and get all this into frame, is this guy right here. And this is an FAL, okay? You can see that, well, no you can't. That's a pretty shit shot. Anyway, let me see if I can try it this way. So the barrels are lined up right there, and this is an 18-inch para model. And pretty much the buttstock comes to the pistol grip on this FAL. And, you know, I mean, it shows you the difference. I mean, even with the paras folded, it's still just ridiculously longer. And they're both 18-inch rifles. Obviously different, you know, practices behind both of them, but definitely a good gun. And I'll try and keep this short. If you guys have any questions, just leave them below. Again, Kel-Tec RFB. If you can find one, buy one. It's really a pretty awesome rifle. Very unique. That's the one thing you have to give Kel-Tec. You know, they're trying to come up with some new unique stuff all the time. Sometimes we catch it a little bit earlier than we probably should. But this one here is a pretty great rifle. Thank you very much.